Hello. So can we convene with the rest of the session, the last session today? Yes. And we're now going to be hearing about analyzing Japanese text construction in combinatory categorial grammar by Kohei Kajikawa. So please take it away.
Today I talk about the Japanese syntax, not semantics. And today my presentation focuses on the Japanese Cleft construction, as you know, my title. And but my research dreams of improve the whole CCG syntax. And this presentation is one case study. Of course, there are many. There remains many problems in my presentation due to the special drink. But I want to improve the CC syntax, and in order to do so, I propose to incorporate an idea developed in the mainstream generative grammar in the CCG. And I believe that my proposal enables CCG to address many issues that CCG, lexicalized theory of grammar, has not strongly tackled before. For example, such as distribution of case markers or the alternation of transitive verb and intransitive verb. And I believe that my proposal useful for not only the linguistic theory, but also computational modeling. Okay. And then let's analyze Japanese Cleft construction. And in the Japanese Cleft construction, multiple noun phrases or entities can occupy the focus position, even if they do not form a constraint in the mainstream generative grammar. But single entity with a nominative case marker cannot occupy the focus position. As a previous work, Kubota and Smith analyzed the Japanese Cleft construction and license construction, but actually the analysis overgenerates grammar entity in the focus position. Indeed, they realized the obligatory omission of grammar entity, and they assume that some independently motivated principles should explain the distribution. However, it will be better if the distribution could be explained within the grammar property. And in this study, aims to address these issues by partially incorporating constructivist analysis of argument structure from the mainstream generative grammar into the CCG framework. And I show that the revised analysis correctly predicts two syntactic phenomena, long distance scrambling and small clause, where the gamma entity differently behaves from the other case mark entities. The Japanese Cleft construction has a general form X nor Y gap, where X is a topicalized sentence with a gap, and Y is a focus sentence that functions as its peer. For example, sentence 1 has a single entity, その本を, that means accusative entity in the focus position. And in sentence 2 has multiple entities, Mary, その本を, means dative Mary and accusative that in the focus position. I call the former the single focus cleft and the latter the multiple focus cleft. And in the Japanese cleft construction, the single gamma MP cannot be in the focus position. But it is important to clarify that the gamma MP is not always excluded from the focus position. For example, when the focus comprises multiple noun phrases, the inclusion of gamma NP is acceptable as shown in sentence 4 and 5. And particularly in sentence 5, the gamma NP is created immediately before the popular gap. Then it does not seem appropriate to attribute the ungrammaticality of the gamma NP in the focus position to some more chronological constraints that ban the sequence of gamma. Okay. So, and as a previous work, Kubota and Smith analyzed Japanese Cleft construction, and they licensed not only the single focus Cleft and multiple foci Cleft in the same way as non-constituent coordination. For example, this is the derivation of single focus Cleft according to the analysis of Kubota and Smith's work in 2006. And this plus minus n and plus minus t indicates whether the category is nominalized or not, and whether the category is topicalized or not, respectively. And for example, the topicalized part constrains the category S under NP, which means that it misses attributive NP on its left side. And for example, topicalized part, その本がmakes up the category S under NP, which requires topicalized part on its left. But their analysis treat cases with as being assigned within the lexicon. In other words, their analysis distinguishes cases solely based on the feature values of NP. So it fails to capture the asymmetrical distribution of case markers. As a result, K&S analysis incorrectly derives an ungrammatical sentence while the gamma NP cannot be focused in the single focus Cleft. So, and we have, as we have already seen, it does not seem appropriate to attribute the ungrammaticality of the gamma NP to some more chronological constraints. And it would be better it could be explained within the grammar horizon. So I propose an analysis that syntactically excludes the single focus, the single nominative NP in the focus from the focus position of the complete construction. To treat that case differently from other cases, I incorporate an idea of constructivist analysis of argument structure from the mainstream generative grammar into the CCG framework. And I assume that the gamma NP occupies a structurally higher position than other case mark NP. Within the mainstream generative grammar, Kratzer strips the verbs of its ability to take an external argument and introduce the phonologically null voice head. The voice head takes a verb as its complement and introduce the external argument as its specifier, as shown in this slide. And the argument structure is analyzed using the Davidsonian semantics. And maybe I have no need to explain the Neo-Davidsonian semantics in detail, thanks to Dr. Oleg's presentation. And I adapt the voice heads to CCG as shown in this derivation. And NP category with NC indicates the nominative phrase with no case marker. And the S hat category indicates the entire verb phrase without any external argument. And these phonological inner elements functions like clustered voice heads, and it takes the S hat category to its right, and then it requires gamma penalty on its left side. And the GA category and the category of GA and the no case mark NP can be combined and then constrain the category S over S and NP, and then they combine with the phonological inner elements, and they makes up category S over S hat, which indicates that GA marker NP occupies higher positions than other case marker NP. And I love the approach of Champollion regarding the semantics of the verb, thanks to my university review. The external argument is introduced by the phonological inner element independent of verb. The category of verb, for example, watashi is then S hat and NP and NP. This is a simple example derivation of the simple declarative sentence. The entire verb phrase contains S hat category, and the gamma NP the category of the gamma NP takes it and then makes up the category S. The only change is whether the verb phrase requires gamma NP or not. And then let's analyze the Japanese Cleft construction with my revised CCG analysis. Now we have to revise the category of NOVA and the using the S hat category as shown in this slide. The vertical slash signifies whether either forward and backward slash can be used. And then we can analyze the single focus Cleft as shown in this slide. This is the sanity check. We can correctly derive this sentence. And then in the same way, we can derive the multiple foci Cleft as shown in this slide. This is also just a sanity check. Okay. And then the scrambling rule proposed by Becky contributes to syntactically derived construction, where scrambling occurs within the same clause as shown in this slide. And now we can analyze and correctly derive the multiple foci Cleft, where gamma NP is placed immediately before the copyright tab. But on the other hand, my revised analysis can correctly fails to derive the sentence where the gamma NP is focused in the single focus Cleft as shown in this. And then my analysis correctly captures the distribution of GA case mark NP in the focus Cleft construction. In sum, because gamma NP is categorized as S over S hat, it exhibits behavior differentially from other case mark NP. And because the copyright functions works like an identity function from a verb to verb, then when the gamma NP combined with other typeless NPs, then they make up a category which requires a verb on its right. Then they can be combined with category with copyright that. But on the other hand, when it stands alone, the grammar NP cannot be combined with the copyright, then we can correctly capture the distribution of grammar NP in the Cleft construction. And then I propose an analysis of Japanese Cleft construction with assigning the S over S hat category to the gamma NP in the and we can capture the correct distribution of gamma NP in the Cleft construction, and then we can now predict two syntactic phenomena where gamma NP behaves differently from other gamma NPs. First, my revised analysis predicts that the gamma NP is not subject to long distance scrambling, and long distance scrambling is a construction where argument is scrambled out from the closed boundaries. And on the assumption that typephrasing only applies to basic categories, the gamma NP cannot move out of the clause, but while other case marks NP can move out of the closed boundaries. And indeed, as shown in the Saito's work in 1985, only the nominative NP is not the subject of long distance scrambling. And second, my revised analysis predicts that the gamma NP cannot be situated using small clause in the Japanese. And on the assumption that a small clause does not make up S node, then the gamma NP, which forms an S node in my revised analysis, cannot be placed using a small clause. And this is the case as shown in Kajikawa. And the gamma NP cannot be situated in the small clause in Japanese. In conclusion, I have proposed a novel analysis of Japanese Cleft construction with assigning the S over S hat category to the gamma NP, and as a result, it is possible to account for the distribution of the gamma NP in the Cleft construction within the grammar formalism. And furthermore, my revised analysis correctly predicts two syntactic phenomena, long distance scrambling and small clause, where only the gamma NP behaves differently from other case mark NPs. And I believe that these results suggest that in line with our work, Isono et al., that it is effective to incorporate the constructivist analysis that's developed in the mainstream generative grammar into CCG framework that is lexicalized theory of grammar. That's it. Thank you for listening to my presentation.
Hey, thank you very much for your talk. Perhaps there are any questions.
Thank you very much for your talk. So my question might be really naive, but in this talk, you assume that grammar phrases has a so-called nominative case, but not all grammar noun phrases so modified nominative. So what do you think about something like Haroga Uromaskira? So here the object is marked with but it's not I don't think it has a nominative case. What do you think about that?
Yeah, thank you for your question. It is the case, and so in order to analyze and derive the distribution of guarantee, I should revise the or this homological null element. But in order to explain the distribution of this critical construction, I believe that this is true. This is true, but of course I should expand the analysis as you said.
More questions?
Yes, I believe my question doesn't make much sense, but that's because of the water, as you said, so don't blame me. But I just wanna clarify your take-home message. So is it right to understand the constructivist approach as a decomposition of the bar into some head which introduce some symmetrical related to the subject and the rest of the bar? Or maybe it's better to spell out my intention because it was ambiguous to me because if you cite Kratzer, I thought it's something about separation of agent from the verb, but it's more like mark and is special in the sense that will target sentential like S to S prime. So I think it's kind of similar, but it's different in spirit, right? Because Kratzer and those neoliberal approach is about how you represent the verbal meaning in terms of event semantics, but in my elementary understanding, it's more like God is special in the sense that targets something broader than other cases. So I don't have any intention to object nor support, but I just want to clarify what you intend by saying this supports them as a point effect of incorporating constructivist approach and grammar.
I have no confidence to understand your question, but
yeah, we run.
It's my opinion. In my opinion, the constructive analysis is useful to explain the case distribution case markers or other situations. So I believe that introducing the constructive analysis into GCG is very useful, but I'm sorry, I don't understand what.
So it's hard to phrase it, but I just want to see let's say so representative thing in this way using agent is one way to make it work, but adopting event semantics framework is not literally necessary, right? So I don't know, I just say the very bad case as an example, but for example, you can treat gamma nominative as something which abstract over a variable and behave like quantifier type other than other things. So that is one possible way to make a distinction between gamma argument and other cases. So in that sense, the choice of neo-Davisonian is more like contingent. Contingent, whatever preposition, contingent with your approach. So, and I don't have any take on that, but I just want to clarify what is the take-home message by saying that, because I don't think that is something specific about event. It's about how you compositionally derive the meaning. So I want to just see what is the
Yeah, thank you, Christian. Yes, I think in order to use composition semantics, I guess the CCG is very useful, and of course this is not the only solution to explain this solution. And of course the distribution of gap is not can be explained with other constraints. For example, the pragmatics or semantics could explain the distribution, but I think I guess this one solution is very useful to consider the possibility of constructive analysis. And if, of course, if it fails, the other solution is okay. But I guess now I want to consider this solution.
Okay, we have a few more questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the nice talk. And my comment on Kubota and Smith is that the analysis is completely wrong. So you should not, basic analysis on them, because in that analysis, the focal MP has topmost score. That there is a contraction, like the object in the first part has gone higher, and the focal part contains the pronoun, and it doesn't show the weak crossover effect. Like ほとんどの会社を訴えたのは、そこのほとんどの会社が訴えたのはそこの社員。It's perfectly okay. So we have to be more careful about the structure of the transaction. It's not the it's just the exposing something into the outside sentence. So I don't think you should base your analysis on this.
Sorry.
And it's just a bit of a recommendation for you. In the HBSU framework, having SAC and Kohei did the same move from the volume 1 to volume 2. So you can be into this volume 2 to see on which case they give you the decision that subject is separate from other artifacts. Just a small recommendation.
So you mean that HPLC can analyze the whole construction with more successfully. Yeah, thanks for the recommendation. But actually, I guess that I want, in my opinion, if I want to use CCP because I want to use a computation modeling of psycholinguistic sentence processing. So in order to do that, I guess CCD is now best approach. But of course, your recommendation is very attractive. So thank you for it. And for thank you.
There's another question.
I'd like to ask a very fundamental question about grammatical judgment. For example, let's see, your claim is that just the gamma phrase is unique in that it cannot be allowed in the focus position of the correct sentences. But for me, the all mark phrase is equally unacceptable for me. For example, please show the slide 7. Yeah, so the question example one is equally or no less than ungrammatical for me than the counterpart where gamma phrase is the importance. Shall we take a vote?
No, I don't believe in both.
You don't need to.
We need control.
Yeah.
Exceptional.
Well, very difficult.
Very difficult.
Clear definition.
Okay. So, suppose that it's equally ungrammatical. Do you have an account?
So no case mark in the following position is I call pseudo cleft. This is not included in my presentation now, but I can derive the pseudo cleft constructor with my analysis. Because this category so we split it in such a way, and to analyze the pseudo cleft construction. So I believe this can be used to pseudo cleft as you mentioned.
Yeah, I agree that without case markers, the sentence will grammatically be improved. But my question is suppose that the gamma or marked phrase is also ungrammatical. In that case, do you have the accounts for that?
So in such a case, I can't account for the distribution maybe. But I'm sorry, I haven't considered such a case.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to draw the to close. And there were other questions. I had myself a question, but we run out of time, I'm afraid. But we should all thank the speaker.